welcome to the CVSR TV show. I am your host, Jason Phillips. We have a great first show for you on hand today. We have the Edison High football coach Matt Johnson in the building to talk football. Also, the spring sports are underway, so that means baseball, softball. We got the head coach at Lamora High, Dionne Ewing, a great interview that you do not want to miss. And as well, soccer playoffs started this week. We'll recap everything that you need to know coming up later in the show. But right now, it's time for the rewind. The Central Section soccer seedings came out Saturday. Central boys and Clovis North girls came away with number 1 seeds in Division 1. Last week, the Grizzlies had a huge upset of the top-ranked Clovis North Broncos thanks to Dylan Rasconi's 78th-minute goal that helped steal the top seed and keep the Clovis North Broncos from clinching their first league title. It's Central's third straight top seed, and they're still looking for that first section title. For the girls, the Clovis North Broncos, after last year's 8th seed, come in as the top squad. The Bears have won 7 of the last 8 Valley titles, including last year, and they are the number 2 seed. We'll talk a lot more soccer, including potential upsets and games to watch with Casey Musick when we come back.
Not only does texting while driving significantly reduce your reaction time, but you are also 10% more likely to leave your lane. This commercial was 30 seconds. That's all it takes to avoid a senseless tragedy.
And welcome back. Alongside me is Casey Musick, our head scout, to talk girls soccer. The seedings came out Saturday. Casey's had enough time to review them and look at what he likes. Casey, take us over the 6 divisions and who you got in each one.
Division 6, you got McFarland and Sierra Pacific, both 1 and 2 seeds, actually 2 and 1 respectively. Mm-hmm. They'll see each other in the finals. Sierra and Fowler in Division 5. They're going to see each other in the final. Those are pretty straight shots for both of them. Division 4, it gets a little bit more interesting. You got Bakersfield Christian as your number 1 seed. I see Taft at number 6 as a possible sleeper. My first round upset, I think you've got number 10 Bishop over number 7 Foothill. And so Division 4 kind of gets interesting.
And now Division 3 you have as a 3-team race, CVC, Highland, and East. Who do you like out of those 3?
I'm going to tell you, I like East. I really like East. East Bakersfield, they score a lot of goals, and they don't give up many. They've got 15-plus shutouts on the season. So whenever you play defense, you've always got a chance.
That's right. Now Division 2 is Frontier. They're a monster, paired off with Garces, 1-2. Anyone else take that division?
Once again, I really think it's a 1-2. It's a 1-2 punch there. A lot of it's home field advantage for both those schools, and I really see those two meeting in the finals.
Okay. Now Division 1, the big one, Clovis North is the number 1 seed. Do you think that was validated for them to be the number 1 seed?
You know what? I think you got to look at the body of work for Clovis North. The one thing that concerns me is they finish off the track with 2 straight losses, both to Central at number 3 and Buchanan at number 2. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting. It's definitely a 3-team race, but I'm really curious to see kind of how 2 straight losses during the season affects the girls at Clovis North.
Okay, and obviously the top seed gets home field advantage. What are some of the things that come with a home field advantage in soccer?
Well, soccer is a little bit different than some sports. Mm-hmm. Obviously you're kicking a ball up and down the field. The type of turf that you play on could make a huge difference for you. If you're used to playing on turf, as some schools have, mm-hmm. okay, that could be different if you go to a school that plays on natural grass. Is it short grass? Is it do they let it get a little bit taller? Is it a softer surface? Is it a harder and faster surface? So, really, I think home field advantage can be huge for some teams.
Well, those are some great things to think about. That is girls soccer recap. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Casey and I to discuss boys. And we're back now, Casey and I, to talk boys soccer. Casey, we're going to cover the same format. Tell us who you like and why, starting with all divisions, starting with Division 6.
Division 6, 1 and 2, Farmersville and Mendota. They're both already in the semis. There's only a couple teams in Division 6, so it's pretty clear cut for that one.
Yeah, not a lot of teams. A couple of them, they're already in the semifinals.
No.
Yeah. And Division 5, you like Rossi and Chavez?
Rossi and Chavez, same thing, 1 and 2. We've really got these divisions so kind of spread out that most of these teams are getting biased through the first 1 or possibly 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm. Now Division 4, Lindsay, Shafter, 1-2.
Actually, Shafter is 3 seed. I like them to be the first kind of one to break up the party for the top 2 seeds in these. Right. So I definitely think Lindsay and Shafter in Division 4.
Now Division 3, Selma is a heavy favorite. Anybody knock them off?
You know what? Wasco's there at number 2. Selma's played a pretty tough schedule this year. They've got a pretty good all-around team. I really like them to defeat Wasco.
Mm-hmm. Now there's a coin flip in Division 2, kind of like a 3-headed team race. LD, Reedley, and Golden West. What do you guys see coming out of that?
You know, that's a tough one. If I was a betting man, I would stay away from that division. Just because, LD's kind of been a top man the whole time. But you know what? They've tied versus Reedley. Golden West has beat Reedley. Reedley's beaten Golden West. It's just kind of a coin flip for the top 3. But it's definitely a 3-team race. Absolutely.
Now Division 1, Central came back with that win over Clovis North to steal the 1 seed. You like them as the 1 seed?
I do. I definitely do. The thing about Central is they are great on both sides of the ball, both sides of the field. They defend it very well, and they're one of the top scoring teams in Division 1. Mm-hmm. I think that the win over Clovis North late in league, I definitely think that gives them the high road into the finals and possibly bring home a section championship.
All right, that is boys soccer, and we'll be right back after this.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
Last time you blocked someone, you were online.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool.
Not cool.
Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
And we're back with head coach at Edison High football, Matt Johnson. Matt, thanks for being with us today.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, how was church this morning?
It was very good. Very uplifting. Got my spirit in the right direction again.
All right. Now, last year at this time, you said coaching Edison High football was going to be a new chapter in your life. How's that been for you?
Well, it is a new chapter in my life, but it's been more than I even bargained for. It's been a great experience. That first year, we won a lot of good football games, and we had some ugly things happen on the football field. But overall, the academic performance is where we're headed ultimately to try to get these young student athletes off to college, and we had great performance in the classroom. So as far as Valley Title Championship football rings, well, we got one in academics, but we'll get the real football ring here hopefully soon next season.
Absolutely. What kind of guidelines are you pushing as far as academics on your players?
Well, first and foremost is really taking over the job, explaining to the young student athlete how the process works. Mm-hmm. And you have to have a core GPA that matches up with your SAT or your ACT to be even NC2A cleared. So any of those athletes that had not taken their test, SAT or ACT, any athletes that were below the core where they should be to try to be NC2A qualified, we focused on those athletes first and got them involved in a 7th period study hall and everything else to really get themselves right for the recruiting process for football.
And all the athletes are buying into this?
Yeah, well, they have no choice. I mean,
Perfect.
Are we getting full buy-in? I don't know, but I know that when signing day comes, and as it's still going on today, all the way up until the end of April, the eyes are lighting up in those athletes that were maybe not getting the buy-in because they're seeing Edison High School send kids off to college with all their fees and full scholarship, everything paid for.
Now, what does it take to get kids college ready? And then this is also a 2-part question. What does it take to get kids college ready, but how do you juggle winning and developing players?
Well, the fun is in the winning. I mean, let's make no bones about it. We have to win football games. It's what I was hired to do, but in the bigger picture, I believe that solid academic performance, solid character, and all the things that everybody talks about translates to wins on the football field. So most importantly for us, it's all about melding that perfect blend of great football on practice and on Friday nights under the lights, but also matching that up with a transcript that sings of championships.
Now, what approach do you take for Edison football? Because you guys, along with Central, are so good at getting players to the next level. I mean, all you guys had 5 this year go to the next level. So, what approach do you take, to get these kids ready?
Well, we first we have to have the material. I mean, let's be honest. Central High School does a great job with their talent, their football talent, on-field talent. I mean, grades are great, and that's what we strive for, because you can't get there if you don't have all that. But you still have to have that blessed talent. So I think Edison and Central always have an abundance of football players that colleges look after, and we just have to cultivate that there's more to it than just football, and teach more life skills and all that. But I think Central and Edison, and there are others, we're not the only one out there, but I think that West Side community really has there's something in the water out there, something going on, no doubt.
Absolutely. You guys had a great year this year. You started off 9-0, not the finish you guys wanted. But tell us about some key players coming back next year and your hopes for next year.
Well, it starts with, we're talking once again college and what you guys do, which I think is a great job at CVSR. We're creating college-ready, career-ready individuals. Football is their vehicle, but right at the top, Tyler Horton. He's a 3.5 GPA, advanced courses. Stanford is showing an interest right now in Tyler Horton. It starts with him, and from there it goes A.J. Greeley, Vance Sams Jr., Jonathan Jeffries, Cameron Lewis, Kai Williams. The list goes on and on. Anthony Shepard. There's so many good ones. I think this year's class might approach the level of 8 to 10 full-ride scholarship football players.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Now, what's different about head coaching? You were an assistant at Edison for 8 years. What's the biggest change, the biggest difference in being the head coach of the football team now?
I can't go home and cry and feel sorry for myself. I actually have to face my constituents, the great alumni of Edison High School, the administration. We expect nothing but the best. And we fell short last year, as you mentioned, and that's football. But I know the building blocks were not fully in place. The foundation was not set yet. So my job, as we're doing right now, is good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. It's what I tell the kids. We're not standing still. We're trying to build something very special for years to come.
I like that. And real quick before we get you out of here, there's NCAA Rules Committee is meeting to discuss a new rule I'm sure you've heard about, allowing defensive players to sub in the first 10 seconds of the 40-second play clock. What's your take on this and how it might change high school football?
Absolutely ludicrous. We don't play an up-tempo style like that, although we do have 2-minute and times where we try to hurry up the pace a little bit. But we like to huddle and do it that way. But for the schools that decide to do hurry up and get 90 or 80 plays in, that's football. Yeah. You have to adjust. That's their competitive advantage, just as great defenses have competitive advantages. So I know where you're going with that, but Nick Saban and Brett Bielema over at Arkansas, and those guys play old school smash mouth football. And to combat that great Alabama talent, clearly coaches like Rich Rodriguez at Arizona had to develop something that gives them a little bit of the edge. Right. So I think it's a bunch of baloney, and I think it's probably going to go away.
Well, that's good. I hope it does too. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. Well, this is Matt Johnson, Edison High football coach. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
There are more than 1,600 colleges across the U.S. that offer softball scholarships. From Division I schools that offer 12 per team to fully funded national junior college programs that offer as many as 24. It's no wonder more and more high school girls are choosing softball when considering playing a sport in college. February is an exciting time in high school sports. Winter programs begin their playoff push just as spring programs get underway. This weekend, Buchanan hosted several softball teams from across the section and allowed us to get a sneak peek at some of the talented young players coming up this year. Vince Bailey caught up with Dionne Ewing, coach of the Lemoore Tigers, a program that prides itself on preparing college-ready student athletes.
Vince here at Central Valley Sports Report. I'm here with Coach Dionne Ewing from the Lemoore Tigers. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good.
So you guys are here. This is the start of softball season. This is an exciting time of year.
Yes, very excited, ready to get going.
Good, great. So you guys are coming off a really exciting year. Last year, you made it to semifinals and lost to the eventual Valley champions. So talk to me a little bit about last year and that season you guys had.
We did real well. Up and down for a while there, but we did, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot there in the end. And of course, you always wanted to win it, but we did have a good season. I was real proud of the girls and the way they handled themselves, and so we hope to get back in the mix again this year.
Great. So talking about this year, you only have 2 returners, right? You have a really young team. What's your expectation for this year?
We will be very, very young. We have a few of them coming. We have a few that are back. We have, I think it's probably 3 starters that will be back. But we'll, like I said, we'll be really young, very green, but they work hard. When it's dark, they don't even care. They just want to be out there to do more, which is nice. We have a lot of speed, so our usual MO for how we play and how we approach the game is going to change up a bit. So how we handle things this season will be different for us as coaches as well, because we have to kind of change our game plan. But I think we'll do well once we get it going. We just got to get it started.
Excellent. So you're back here. This is your 7th year coaching here. You've had a lot of success here. We want to just switch gears a little bit and talk about just some of the girls that have played for you, right? The amount of girls that have gone off that are playing kind of at the college level. You want to talk a little bit about that? You've had a lot more success than a lot of coaches in this area. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, I've had quite a few that have gone on and had the opportunity to play. I've had great pitchers within my program. Emily Chloes and Caitlin Newton started with me, and they decided not to play, but both of them had scholarship opportunities when they left. They've since graduated school. I've had lots of my kids have graduated college, which is really exciting for me when I get the little notices that they've graduated. I have this year, when the college season opened, I had 7 kids that were playing. So I have Kayla Gomez and Morgan Lambert and Corinne Bates that are playing at D1 schools. Corinne is at Middle Tennessee University. Kayla Gomez is pitching at Central Arkansas. And Morgan Lambert is playing at New Mexico State. And then Courtney Sarton is back, and she's playing at COS and hoping to get picked up from there. And she's doing really, really well. We're real proud of how well she's playing this year. We have Marissa Stone, who's playing at a junior college in Colorado, and she's her strength has always been hitting, and she's hitting like crazy up there. Marissa Guzman is playing at an NAIA school down south at Vanguard, and she still has over a 4.0 in high school, and she has the same in college. So I'm real proud of them. All of them, their GPAs were off the chain as well, and so that really makes me excited too that they're doing that.
That's excellent. Yeah, that's something that you preach, right? The importance of that. Firsthand, having played at the college level. You played at Fresno State for the famed Marjorie Wright. Tell me a little bit about that experience.
Oh, it was great. I got to play here and I got to participate in 2 College World Series, and that's something that those are memories that you have that just when you watch the College World Series, it's just things that you just can't. I try to get to talk about with my son or with my kids sometimes that I'll talk about with my players. It's just things that you just have. When my first College World Series was in Sunnyvale still, and then I got to play in the first one in Oklahoma. So that was, it's just fun.
That's fantastic. And being able to bring that experience and talk about those opportunities with the kids, but also, the fact that softball, the opportunities that playing softball can give you for education and everything else. That's something that we talk about a lot here at Central Valley Sports Report, is the opportunities for kids. What's the most important thing you think that kids need to do to be able to play the sport at the next level?
Gotta have a lot of discipline because when we get, in high school, we can play anywhere from 25 to 30 games, depending on how well your team does. And you do that in the span from February to May, and that's a big deal. Well, when you go to college, that amount of games doubles, and then some. And so you have to be able to, and you don't have mom and dad waking you up in the morning to get you to go to school, and you have a set schedule and set practice schedule. It's not like that. There's a lot involved, and they have a lot more people that help out now than what we had before, but it's still, you have to have a lot of discipline with that, and you just have to have a lot of self-desire and the intensity to want to do it. And if you have that, then you can play, but there's so many different levels. You don't have to just go, it can't be just like, if you don't do D1 then you won't be successful. It's not that. There's so many different opportunities. There's D2 teams that will rival a D1 school, and there's so many different opportunities now.
Yeah, well, that's great. It's great to see kids here in the Central Valley that have that opportunity, and a lot of kids find their opportunity comes from playing club ball, but it's great to see that opportunity at the high school level where they're getting that instruction and having somebody that's been there and can give them that instruction. So let's switch back to this season. What is, you want to make a prediction on the season this year?
Oh, no. I think we'll hold our own. We've got a long way to go, a lot of growing pains. But I think we'll be okay. It just, I think we're real anxious right now just to get the rest of our kids from basketball and soccer and see where we are. We haven't even finished all of the preliminary stuff, and once we get there, then we have to gel. I think once our group gets together and we gel, then we have the ability to do a lot of damage. It's just a matter of getting it together.
Oh, great. Well, I appreciate you taking time and spending time with us today. We'll follow you guys all season, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's going to do it for the first episode of our show. Make sure you tune in to CVSR.TV every week for brand new episodes. We're hoping to change the way you enjoy your high school sports. If you like what we're doing, please share it with your friends, like our page on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. And I'm going to leave you with this last note. When we launched Central Valley Sports Report back in July of 2013, we had one mission: help kids get to college by playing the sport that they love. To accomplish that, we use these three simple ideas. First off, we want to level the playing field. Too many internet sites that connect college coaches to athletes charge way too much. We feel everything you can do to get to college can be done completely free. And secondly, we want to provide you with an access to information. Everything from SAT prep to recruiting can be found on our website at cvsrgo.com. And lastly, exposure. We want to get your name out there. You can't get to college if coaches don't know who you are. So that's where you come in. Go on our website, create your free profile, and begin to take control of your recruiting. And with that, we're out, Fresno. We will see you next week.